Hey everyone, this is Heidi with Hush Hush Magazine, and today I'm going to talk about the Future app, which is basically a personal trainer exercise app that I've been using. So let's get into it. So, like many other people, I struggle with having a consistent workout routine, even though I really want to. I try, for the most part, to be pretty healthy, drinking a lot of water, eating vegetables, staying low on carbs, sugar, all that stuff. All that stuff I think is, I don't want to say it's easy for me, but it's doable. I've been able to figure out how to make it a part of my routine. But when it comes to exercise and consistent exercise, that's been so tough for me. And I think it's just so easy for other things in life to get in the way, and you just can't have it all. So either you're going to be really going gung ho at work and trying to get things out when things are super busy and packed, or you're going to be really trying to like build up your social network and networking more with people and meeting new people, maybe going on dates more often and trying to really focus on that. Or maybe you're going to be super focused on family and trying to make a consistent effort to call your parents, call your cousins, call your aunts and uncles, make sure you're checking in with people all the time. And so by the time you're trying to do all these things and you're trying to cook and cook healthily, um, and just, I don't know, wake up at good times and not watch too much Netflix, not be on social media too much. There's so many things that you need to control and so many routines that inevitably one always ends up getting deprioritized. And for me, that tends to be exercise, especially since I don't really have a an exercise that I necessarily would say I look forward to or enjoy. I had a phase like 2 years ago where tennis was really that exercise that I really enjoyed, and I was able to make it part of my routine because I was able to find other people at work who played tennis, and so I would meet up with them after work. I was able to join a tennis club, which was super expensive. Don't know if I necessarily recommend it, but what it was good for was that since I was spending so much money, it made me go in and go to take the different classes. It also was a social thing because when I would go to those group tennis lessons, I would meet other people. And a lot of them were other young people similar to myself who were starting out and were beginners. So that kind of made it appealing as well. And then on the weekends, I found a tennis buddy who I played with close to home. And then even at the time, like the person that I was dating also liked tennis. And so we would play. So I was able to like really integrate it into my life. And so no matter what happened, no matter how crazy things got, I knew that at some point that week, I was going to run into tennis some way, somehow, no matter what. And so that was pretty effective, I would say. And it helped me to stay consistent. But eventually I ended up dropping out of the tennis club because, like I said, it was so expensive. Like literally hundreds of dollars a month were being dropped between equipment, court reservations, coaching, like all sorts of things. And so that ended up dropping after like 5 or 6 months. And then once that dropped, a bunch of other things quickly dropped along with winter coming in and being colder. Like I remember at one point I was trying to like go out and play with people and it would be 40 degrees outside and I was just like, no, this is not this is not the life I want. And so that ended up dropping off and eventually I had a foot injury and so tennis like died 100%. And I'm trying to get it back into my routine now, but all that's to say it's really hard, even if you might be super dedicated. And so one of the ads that I saw on Instagram, I think like, I want to say like a month ago, I started seeing an ad for this thing called Future. And I get ads for workout stuff all the time because it's something I'm always trying to do. So it made sense. And most of the time I ignore them because they're all kind of like the same gimmicky thing. But this one, I paid attention to it because they were saying like they're going to give you an Apple Watch. They were going to have a trainer who will basically be watching every day to see if they can hold you accountable. And you can see here the Apple Watch they sent to me, and they basically have their Future app. And in the app, it basically like looks at how much you're moving every day, and every day it'll kind of give an update. This is how many steps you took yesterday. This is how many calories you burned. This is how many minutes of exercise that you got. So you have that, and then you also have your coach basically messaging you in between. I think is the idea, to tell you like how you're doing and set up exercise plans for you and discuss different things with you. And so I've been using it for 2 weeks now. So I thought it would be interesting for other folks to give anyone else who might be interested, to give you all an idea of what it's like. And so my experience was, I signed up, they had a 14-day trial. And so I was like, okay, sure, I'll try it for free for 14 days. But the first week, nothing actually happened, because the first week it was just like getting to introduce myself, meeting the trainer, all that kind of stuff. So the first week, no actual workouts happened. Then the second week was this past week, where I set a goal of 3 workouts a week minimum with the trainer. And the way it basically worked was that she would create a plan for me, and then it was available pretty much throughout the day. But then at the time that I said I was gonna be working out, I'm supposed to go work out, and then it basically logs that workout in the app, and also it's synchronized with my Apple Watch. So as I'm doing the exercises, I can see like what the next step is, and they have all these different people when you're doing the app that basically show you how to do that particular workout. And then they'll kind of have the coach chiming in at various points through the exercise of, different tips to make sure you're doing that workout correctly. And so I think one of the things I misunderstood about the concept was like, I thought the coach was going to be there somehow, like viewing and recording me in real time as I'm working out. And that has not been the case. Like sometimes she's been online at the same time and messaging me, but it hasn't been like some kind of like video interactive workout type of thing. So that was one misconception. And then the other thing is that, at least from what I've seen so far, the workouts have been hit centric. And maybe that's just because of the coach that I have, or like whatever I filled out in the survey or whatever I told her. Um, and I think at one point I told her hit is okay, but I think I also thought that there would be more variety of workouts, but it doesn't seem to be that varied. And I have nothing against hit workouts. Like I feel like it's actually been relatively effective, because some days when you don't want to work out, like yesterday, I didn't really want to work out, but then I saw, oh, it's just a 20-minute hit. So I guess I can just do it and get it out of the way. I can do 20 minutes. And so I guess that helps with consistency, because when I think of working out, I think every time it has to be this like massive exercise where I'm out of breath and burning a lot of calories and sweating like a pig. So I guess it does kind of help with that, but I don't know. For me, I also just eventually I just get bored. Like when I work out and I'm doing the same thing over and over again, if I'm not like physically exhausted, then I become mentally bored. And so that's definitely been one of the reasons why working out consistently, or even personal trainers, have kind of failed me in the past. I just get bored. I start thinking about work. I start thinking about what I'm making for lunch or dinner. I start thinking about all these other things. And then whatever isometric movement that they have me doing on repeat 3 times for 45 seconds each, I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then after a while, I'm just like, okay, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just stay in bed or call my friend or do whatever than do, whatever that workout is. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it. I will say that having the Apple Watch has been nice, just because it does kind of send you these reminders throughout the day of like, oh, this is how many hours you've been standing for. This is how many steps you've taken. Just like tracking your activity and trying to encourage you to keep staying active. And I have found that actually like pretty useful. And so maybe the main takeaway from joining Future App is that I like Apple Watch and I should get one for myself. Um, and it's also been cool to see my what do you call it, heartbeats per minute when I'm working out, and that's been nice. Um, so yeah, maybe that'll be the only takeaway, and who knows, maybe the Apple Watch will be enough for me to stay active. Um, so yeah, I'll give an update, I guess, in like a few months. whether I stick with it or not and what's happening on the exercise front. But I hope this was useful, semi useful to people. It's not a cheap subscription. Future is $150 per month. So it's not cheap at all. But I feel like with COVID and the pandemic, this is the time to invest in yourself. And I don't really have any excuses for why I'm not working out besides just not being committed to the cause and not making a point to just force myself to keep doing it no matter how bored or annoyed I might be. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it, just to make that investment in myself, put in that effort, and hopefully come out of COVID with a new habit and a new routine that can carry me forward as I keep progressing through this, I don't know what to call it, fitness journey or whatever. And hopefully I'll have some kind of breakthrough that will help me out. So yeah, if you guys have any tips or suggestions for me that you think could be helpful, let me know. Or if people have any more questions about the future fitness app, let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. So that's all. See you.